tactics and politics, friendship and relationships, undead and some time travel for good measure. Hey everybody, I'm Darkspineslayer and I'm here to tell you about Fire Emblem Awakening. The series has got a bit of a reputation for being rather unforgiving, something a bit special from the House of Mario. Does Awakening stand tall to earn its place in your 3DS library, or should you keep hunting for a good time? Fire Emblem is about strategy first and foremost. In gameplay it can be described as an intricate game of chess, though this is grossly oversimplifying things. You enter a mission with a group of units. The units have their own abilities, weapons, and stats. And you pit them against an enemy force in turn-based grid combat. You alternate between turns until you're wiped out or you complete your objective, usually taking out all opposing forces or killing the enemy general to claim victory. Speaking of death, Fire Emblem got its harsh reputation from its somewhat infamous permanent death mechanic, which means a unit lost is a unit dead, unable to be used in future battles and lost to your cause. This tradition is still alive and well in Awakening. However, at the beginning of the game, on any difficulty, players are given the choice to play in the new casual mode, which brings back any lost units for the very next fight. Purists never have to touch the option, but the option is there. It may help ease new players into the game who may have been daunted by the idea of permanent death in the past. All these game mechanics work well enough, but what good is something like permanent death if you don't care about the characters you command? Awakening parries this fatal blow with great writing and excellent characterization. From the noble yet sincere to a fault leader seen in Chrom, to the childish yet caring 1,000-year-old dragonborn Noe. Everybody you command has a story to tell and a life they lead outside of battle. This level of characterization is helped along by a support system, where units fighting side by side will provide more bonuses as their support level deepens. As they become better friends, you can listen in on support conversations that provide just as much character development and backstory as you care to explore. Before being thrown into anything else in the game, however, you're asked to create an avatar, a personalized unit that becomes a critical character in the story, and probably ranks as the most flexible unit in the game, particularly early on. This avatar meets up with Chrom and his army at the very beginning of the game and quickly fits in with the group. The group is quickly thrust into a war between Chrom's kingdom of Yllis and neighboring Pligia. To make matters worse, walking corpses dubbed Risen have begun to show up and ravage the land. And an enigmatic swordsman going by the name of past protagonist Marth tells the heroes of a quickly approaching apocalypse. The otherwise simple storyline is greatly enhanced by the writing here, and you end up feeling deeply for these characters and their plight, riding with them through their victories and defeats, and this turns an otherwise dull tale into something pretty memorable. If only the world around the cast was presented quite as well. The visuals flit back and forth between large character portraits and text exposition where most of the story comes from, 3D models to give a sense of area, and a handful of fully animated cutscenes, which just look spectacular. It's really a shame there aren't more of them. On their own, all three of these look good, if not the best use of the hardware we've seen. The problem is, when taken together, they aren't very consistent. You'll probably be left wondering why none of the 3D models have any feet to speak of. This is an otherwise minor nitpick in what can be taken as a whole to be a great package, but it is troublesome nonetheless. 3D is used to great effect throughout the game, and while it's nothing important to gameplay to leave on, can be truly impressive in many scenes throughout the game, and I found myself wanting to leave it on whenever the situation was ideal for it. To close, I really can't recommend Fire Emblem enough. Excellent writing and a mostly consistent world tie you to your characters more deeply than most AAA console titles can manage. And when married to the game mechanics, give a deeper sense of what each move can mean to your group as a whole. It's the new bar for strategy games and 3DS titles as a whole, and it'll burn brightly for a long time to come. I give it 9.5 out of 10.